Good afternoon. It is Wednesday, June 3rd. Just got off work. And during work, I had some fun during some of my breaks. I started painting. Because I got the canvas yesterday. That's gotta look really weird. Like, what on earth is going on, Adam? What are you painting? It's a far way off. I don't even have all the canvas covered yet. But I'm making a map. I'm making a map for my next D&D game. And as I look at the map, I'm like, you're not seeing it yet, are you? Can't visualize what this is gonna be. The world that I'm having to map is already super weird. So, I'm not too surprised that the map itself looks super weird. But for now, yeah, I'm just getting sort of a backdrop down, and, well, I need to do some black here, and I'm doing some pink to start with, just as a hint in the background, so it'll be in the background there, and I'll do maybe some blues or purples over that, I don't know. But my next part is probably going to be to do a sponge to blend the black into the pink. Well, I'll probably do a little more solid black out here, so I have less to do with the sponge. But it's because I'll be using a sponge that I did this weird crisscross, no clear edge, because that way it's easier for the sponge to blend in, and you can't see where it, where it begins and stops, kind of thing. But yeah, just been enjoying some painting, and not just mini painting, but canvas painting. And so I got a bit more painted there now with the sponge. And I have to let it dry. Next step will be to go back with the pink with a sponge, and it'll cover up that section, and then to go back with the black with the sponge on top of that. But basically I have to let it dry in between, because I'm trying to get not an even gradient, but like a chaotic gradient, spongy look between the two. So that's, what I need to do first. And so I gotta let the colors fully dry between layering them on top of each other. I like making maps. And I loved my last game, don't get me wrong. But the last couple of years, I've been running a game in the Underdark that had no pre-made map. I just kind of mapped things as I went. So I made them up while going through. And it was fun, it was interesting, but like when I went to this game, it was like all my buddies helping me design what the game, the world, like what we're playing. So I had no concept for I'm going to make a map for this game. And then they made their decisions, and my brain says, that is unmappable. You can't do that. And then I lay in bed on Monday evening, and I was like, Arcana. And I knew how to map it. I knew exactly what to do. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I got an idea. I have an idea for how to try. And I want to try. And it was cool that when I mentioned, because I went out and I got the canvases with my buddies, and I mentioned it, and Nick was like, oh yeah, can't wait to see what you do. I was like, the fact that they have some level of interest in what I do with it, that definitely helps it be worth it. I was like, okay, so it's not just me that likes it. It's fun, even if it's just me that likes it. But it's cool that they think it's interesting, too. And I made myself a frozen pizza, because I don't really know what I'm doing with my day, other than occasionally going back and painting. But I knew I was hungry, so made something to eat. And after a nice meal, I got a layer of pink back on top. Now I get to let that dry again, and then relayer black on top of it. And then I should be able to go into other colors, I'm thinking. Because I was able to cover up a lot of the white with this layer of pink. And I don't need to get it all gone, but I'll put the black on, and that'll cover even more, because I'll go... I took the pink out into the black, and now the black's going to go further into the pink. And then we'll go into like our blues and purples. And I got the layer of black on top of that, which makes me a lot happier. Because that's looking more like what I was hoping at this stage. So good. So again, it gets to dry. A lot of layer of a color, let it dry. Layer of a color, let it dry. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've worked on a canvas. And I've never worked on one flat down on a table, but I don't have an easel. So, I do what I do. And now, I've covered up all that pink that I did before. Not really, it's still under there. It's going to get covered up by a couple other layers further on. It's supposed to be just little hints in the very background. It is supposed to affect the overall color, but hardly be seen. But it does feel like, oh man, I did a lot of work to start covering it up. But things are starting to come together. Making some progress. On there's the map. It's pretty. But otherwise, it's starting to get late. I'm gonna spend a little bit of time probably trying to read some of that new Theros D&D book and get myself to bed. Thank you for joining me, and join me as my journey continues. Bye.